Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rachah Kodash, the bonds of the apostles, Elegant Millstone, hopefully like teach from our city, but La Chayaba. Hey, man, I'm going to get straight right into it. So, just to start off, this is Psalms 36 and 1. It says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord Yahweh, the transgression of the wicked stayeth within my heart, that there is no fear of the Most High before his eyes. Yeah, man, because you see how this dude, man, Esau, he be running this planet. All this wickedness he be doing, it's clear that this dude, he have no fear in him. Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai. It's clear that, he has no fear about, any consequences of what he's doing. Because you can even go as far back as, the days of slavery. How, he, basically, he grabbed up the so-called Negroes, which are Israelites. And he came here to the Americas. He killed all the so-called Native Americans and Latinos, which are which are Israelites as well. He done all of that. It's 2022, and nothing really happened to this dude. So he's getting proud, and he's getting lofty, and showing you that he has no fear for the Lord, because and that's really by design, because Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai, he's letting this dude get puffed up. He's letting this dude get pride, prideful. So he can have even he can reserve that ultimate judgment, reserve a greater judgment for this dude. So this is verse 2. For he flattereth himself before in his own eyes, until his iniquity be found to be hateful. Yeah, and this dude, he got no shame, man. He be priding himself, in the wickedness he be doing. He be committing. That's his strength for him. That's Esau's strength to do wickedness. That's his strength, man. That's what powers him. And he got no shame. We can even go into some of the Bible comparisons. It says, NLT, and their blind deceit, they cannot see how wicked they really are. This NIV, in their own eyes, they flatter themselves too much to detect or hate their sin. Yeah, and that's what happens, man. But that's how the Lord created this dude. He created this dude to be wicked. So how is Esau not going to take pride in, doing his wickedness? But read it on, verse 3. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off to be wise and to do good. Yeah, and it says also in Sirach that the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. So, this Edomite, he will claim to be wise. But really, he's really the biggest idiot on the planet Earth. Because for one thing, he's coming up against Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai, trying to, like it says in Isaiah 14, putting himself above, trying to put himself above the heavens, above the Most High, trying to make himself to be like the Most High, like it says in Isaiah 14. He'll claim to be the wisest man on earth. And it's written, he's wiser than Daniel, concerning how, he has a great, understanding, of the earth, if you want to say that. Because, we know that, you got these satellites, all these, all this knowledge that he gained. But really, this dude, he is not wise. Because the dumbest thing he could do, man, is come up against Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai. Think that he's the children of the Most High. up against his people. Only an idiot man can do that. And but it says he hath left off to be wise and to do good. And yeah, he completely forsaken the way, man, to do any good at all. And it says even if he does do good, let's go to. I got it pulled up. Let's go to Sirach 14:7. It says, "And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he would declare his wickedness." Yeah, man. So point is, if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. So I don't know. You might come across like an Edomite, your daily walks. I don't know. He hold the door open for you. He got that. He got that, big ass, stale ass smile. Smile. You know how Esau be having that fake, stale ass smile. Or whatever it be, man. If he doeth any good, he doeth it unwillingly. So, in the back of his mind, he's like, oh man, am I really helping this nigger? That's how this dude he's thinking about, in the back of his head. So that's showing you that he's not really sincere about, if he does do any good, he's really not even sincere about it. And it says what? And at the last he would declare his wickedness. Yeah, man. And if he doesn't really blatantly state it, then Yahweh Bashim Yashar will reveal this to, and you'll know that he wasn't truly sincere about it. So going back to Psalms 36:4, it says, he deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. Yeah, let's go to the main point is that he said what? He devises mischief upon his bed. And that completely lines up with Micah 2:1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Yeah, man. So, Esau knows that his blessing, is basically to do iniquity. His blessing is sword, his blessing is deception. This is do iniquity. And what is it saying right here? Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. Yes, woe to them, who going back to Psalms 36 and 2, for he flattereth himself in his own eyes till his iniquity be found to be hateful. Yeah, so this is this dude's power, to commit iniquity. That's what he glorifies in, that's what his strength lies at, to commit iniquity. But yeah, and then going back to verse 4 of Psalm 36, it says, he setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. Yeah, and going to Amos 5:15, the Lord commanded his servants this: hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. Stopping right there. The point is, it's commanded that you hate the evil and love the good. And Yahweh Bashim Yashai, he commanded that to Israel. Because the law, man, is given onto Israel. It's not in these other nations to do the law. To follow after the commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yashai, do his will. Yeah, and it says again, he setteth in Psalm 36:4, he setteth himself in a way that is not good. he abhorreth not evil. Yeah, this dude, like I said, man, like the scripture says, man, this dude, he loves evil. He loves committing iniquity. That's what he glorifies in doing. Like it says in, where's that at? Proverbs 4:16, for they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. Yeah, so, if this dude, he missed a day, doing iniquity, he can't sleep at night. So what? He needs to fulfill, that lust. He needs to fulfill, his iniquity, what's the word I want to use? His iniquity, requirements, he got to do for the day in order to, get some sleep, knowing that, he committed iniquity, that, he fucked somebody over. Whether it be from, the elites, the heady, Emelech, the top of the Edomites, or whether it be, the average Joe Edomite, they can't go to sleep, man, unless they have done mischief. And says their sleep is taken away lest they cause some to fall. In next verse it says, for they eat the bread of wickedness, and they drink the wine of violence. Yeah, man, show you how evil, man, this dude is. Our bread is this word, man. It's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It's, the scriptures. It's, the truth, doing the work. And what this dude is the complete opposite, is wickedness, is, his bread is do the will of Satan. His meat is to do the will of Satan. And this is Psalms 14:1. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no power. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. Yeah, so this dude, he does not believe that there is a God. He really, he doesn't believe that, he's going to receive judgment. Deep down in his heart, he knows that one day he's going to have to pay for, what he's done. Well, what he's constantly deceiving himself, glorifying about how, he done all this wickedness to, the children of Israel. And what, nothing's happened to him. So what, he deceives himself into believing that nothing's going to happen to him. And this is Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that to call evil good and good evil. Yeah, you see how this Edomite, he be running the planet, calling evil good and good evil, saying that you can become a transformer. Saying that's good to be like that. Saying that, it's okay to commit adultery. That's why his system's set up that, if you do go out, or if you are doing righteousness, or if you were to do something righteous, then what, this dude has some things in place where if you were to do those things that you'll go to jail for it. You'll be looked at as a monster or whatever. And what, being good, evil. So yeah, following after Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that dude likens it as evil. He's starting to demonize the Hebrew Israelites, saying, calling good evil. No one's good except, Lord Yahweh, as Yahweh Shai said. But point is, following after that good path, he calls that evil. And it says that I put darkness for light and light for darkness. Yeah, and you see how this world set up. Satan is looked at as, doing wickedness, man. That's in the light right now. This Edomite, he puts that in the light. And what he puts in darkness, serving Yahweh Bashim Yashai, doing righteousness. Following after that righteous path. That dude has that, puts that, in darkness. It says that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Yeah, man. That's the point. Going back to Psalms 36 and 4, to finish it off, it says, not good. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. Yeah, like it says, like it just read in Amos 5 and 15, hate the evil and love the good. It's commanded that you hate the good. Slug. You hate the evil and love the good. But what this do, he does not do that, showing you that he's not the children of the Lord. He's not, because he's over there in he's over there in the land of Israel, calling himself to be the children of the power of the children of the Lord, was completely false. Because if he were, he would be doing this. Amos 5 and 15, hate the evil and love the good. He's completely the opposite. So yeah, man, going back to verse 1, it says, the transgression of the wicked saith in my heart, within my heart, that there is no fear of the Most High before his eyes. So there's no fear, man, and of the Lord, in this dude. That's why you be seeing, that's how Esau is ruling the way he does. Because he doesn't believe that there's gonna be any consequences. In the way he runs things, the wickedness he commits. Hey, but Yahweh Bashim Yashai, man, he's doing that, man, to let this devil get proud. To let this devil get lofty, to let him get full in his wickedness. So what? Once Yahweh Shai comes back, hey, man, he's going to have no excuse to hold back against this dude. He's going to have a great judgment. That he's been preparing for this dude, man. Just like how Esau be trying to build a case up on Jake, letting Jake, because you got a lot of wicked Israelites out here. Just like how Esau be letting Jake, build up a case for himself. So what? He can, boom, come down with that. With all these charges and shit. With all this evidence. Same thing what Yahweh Bashim Yashai is going to do with Esau. Let Esau build up his iniquities and, all his pride. All of his transgressions. And then what? The Lord is going to come down with a huge hammer to break that. To break this dude, man. To judge this dude. So yeah, man, this is real cool. I wanted to get into that. The running brothers out there are edified. Yahweh Bashim Yashai, Barakathum, Shalom, Baba Ba.